I believe that spirits don't die. The body, like the flesh, the body dies.
Yeah.
And that spirit never dies. But that spirit has to find another body to live in, to relive whatever purpose or assignment, and then the next person continues from there.
Yeah.
It's like, not being too biblical about it, but you would find in the Bible, they say that Jesus lives in us.
Yeah.
So if Jesus is living in people, does that mean his spirit lives in people? So I believe that spirits never die. Never. It's only the flesh that dies. People die, but the spirit lives on, and it lives through someone else.
The question is, what happens on the judgment day? The spirit is going to judge.
On whose spirits are you going to be judged upon?
Or the spirit is going to be judged based on whose body?
Okay.
Which body? Because maybe, let's say my spirit lived in 5 bodies. And then they acted differently. But one spirit. So, how are they going to judge them?
I don't know. Right?
How do you think we'll be judged? Why will you judge based on what?
On your actions. They say live right so that you'll see heaven, right? And then let's say I'm living right now. And then I die, my spirit goes into someone else. And they live, badly. And then they die, moves into another person's body, and then they live otherwise. People just say 5 bodies, one spirit.
But that is why we get into a space where the old dies and the new comes alive. You understand? When you know the truth on the basic principles of life, on how to do right unto others, like there's a whole lot of things that define doing right. You understand? So when you start living the way that is right and according to principles of life, then your old you is dying, which means you're not reliving bad. But I question, what is the definition of bad? How do we define bad? You understand? Because sometimes people put all these things, but some things, they need to happen, no matter how bad they look, for you to learn a certain lesson or for something to happen. You understand? So I still, for me, I still have questions based on what is bad, what is good, and who determines such? Who does? Hence, I'm asking you the question, you're going to be judged based on what? Because once you know the good from the bad and you start doing good, that means the old person, it's not that it dies as in the spirit is not alive, but you choose good over bad, whatever bad is, but you choose good over bad, and that's like the old letting go of things that are not sitting well with you, because we need to understand that we all have a conscious and a soul. It's body, spirit, mind, and a soul. Like, that's what we have. So there are things that you might do that don't sit well with me. And there are things that I used to do in the past that no longer sit well with me. So what happened there?
This is actually getting more and more interesting. When you think about it. It's like,
because you're all died.
I'm not answered.
It opens like a lot of questions. You also tend to question a whole lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, actually, when we biblicalize everything, and put everything in like biblical terms, you understand, and in Christian format, they say there's going to be judgment day. And I actually understand your question. Because now, hey, who is really going to be judged? Is it the spirit that's going to be judged, or what? Do you understand? Like,
exactly.
Because if now the spirit is going to be judged,
because the flesh will be dead.
You understand. But now, if the spirit is actually going to relive in different human beings, then that's what happens.
I mean, one human being, body. Let's say body. Second flesh, third flesh, fourth, fifth. One spirit. I'm living in this, and then this dies, buried. Second, buried, and then comes that judgment day. One spirit lived in 5 bodies, and these bodies live differently. Let's take it to the Bible. Do not kill, do not what, do not what. This one didn't do that. The second one did, and the third one did half of that, and then this one did 2, and this one did 1. One spirit, 5 bodies, different actions altogether. biblically, and then God judges, how are they going to judge the spirit? Based on which body?
And then it also begins to question the whole ideology of heaven and earth. You understand? Because now, do you actually believe there is a heaven? Do you actually believe there's hell? You know? But anyway,
it's an argument for months.
Let's not get too technical about this one. Ms. Pandora Mabai, please motivate us. We need some motivation. We definitely need some motivation.
No, it's all about women.
Yeah.
And it's a very crucial time for us in our country right now. Extremely crucial.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying to women, take the lead.
Sure.
Take the lead. Don't be afraid. You know, we need to speak up.
Yeah.
We need to go and vote.
Okay.
Because I think we get to a space where we say, but why must I? You know, our continent is already the way it is. But look, TransAfrica, we transform Africa.
Yeah.
This is about Africa. And it's about women rising up and really like women of character, women that are going to lead and not just talk the talk, but walk the talk.
Yeah.
You know, the space that I'm in right now, I wish I could see more women on that cabinet and sitting like in positions where I think when the mothers are truly incubating this continent of ours, so much is going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's time we open up to women and we really say, women, lead. If are women afraid to take the lead or are they not given the chance? I think it's both.
Yeah.
Women that are really born to lead, I think they become comfortable within corporate spaces where you are leading corporate spaces, but corporate cannot do anything without us knowing what's happening in the economy of the country. You understand? So I think women need to start taking their crowns. That's why I'm wearing my crown today. Women need to start taking their crown and understanding that we also belong there. That space is equal to all of us. So where are women in politics in order for us to be able to say, we trust the decisions that are going to be made? Because there's something about a woman, you understand? Even when they are leading and we put emotions aside when you are knowing that there's other people that are dependent on you. But there'll be that thing, a mama, especially when it comes to our nation. So we're in a crucial season of our lives as a nation. And all I'm saying to the women, like, let's just rise up. Oh, Mama Winnie did it. We need more of them. I remember when she passed on, everyone were like, she did not die. She multiplied. Where are those people?
Good question.
Bapi.
Very brilliant question, actually. That's a good question. Otherwise, Ms. Pandora Mabai is actually out here in the building. She's actually out here to actually inspire some change in one's life, because she's actually the advocate of change. You still go by that hashtag?
Yes, I do. Advocate of change.
14 minutes past 9 o'clock Central African time. This is the Morning Mayhem right here on the station of the GODs. Thank you so much for joining us. Her name is Ami Faku. The song is called Indicator. We're in that beautiful sounds right here on TA Radio. That movie. What a beautiful jam, man. 48 minutes past 9 o'clock Central African time. And of course, this right here is the Wednesday edition of hashtag Morning Mayhem with the King of the Morning. And right about now, we're actually joined by Ms. Pandora Mabai, the advocate of change. She's out here in the building, and she's actually out here encouraging women more than anything. And of course, they actually need to stand up and be counted.
Yes, it's very important because there's no continent like we're looking at Africa. Africa is so beautiful, and Africa was born out of something, and it's important that we have mothers, you understand, women, they just have a way of just incubating everything. Like you guys, like you come from us, you know? So it's very important that women start leading wherever you are, in whatever you field you find yourself. But you need to know who are you and what are you born to do. Because I think that's another thing that makes people get lost in positions of leadership, is that you tend to look for what you think is going to work and what is trending and what is relevant. But whatever you have, you know, it's for you to lead with it. It's for you to make a difference with it. So we need to get to a stage where we are very courageous, we are very bold, and our voices are heard. Like I was saying earlier on, when Mama Winnie Mandela died, like it was trending all over social media that no, she did not die, she multiplied. But Uwin was the kind of a woman that she fought from a very early age, and she lived what she was born to do. So when we're saying she multiplied, where are those people now? And we need to play a role in this South Africa by us going out and doing what's right, and us voting and having a voice, because your vote is your voice. It's for you to say, you know what, I did my part in everything that needed to be done, and wherever I find myself leading, you could lead in a crash with kids, like you could lead in an orphanage, you could lead in politics, you could lead in medicine, you know. But as a woman, we need women to start taking the initiative and rising up and really understanding their rightful position. Because it's a rightful position. Men need us to help them. They can't do it by themselves. Hence we see so much that we are complaining about. But instead of us complaining, what are you doing about it? As an individual, in your own little corner, what mark are you leaving? And what normally distracts some women is that what are they doing? You understand? Like, just stick to your lane and do what you are born to do and lead. I was reading, and it reminded me of myself. I was reading a quote, I just forgot the lady that wrote it. And she was saying that every little girl that is told she's bossy, she should be told that she's got leadership skills.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was that talkative little girl, and I used to be told, like, and look at what my voice is doing. So it gets put down, suppressed, and you are told that no, don't talk too much, or don't write. You're always writing. You know, that person is an author.
My question is, you understand, and I think I also read something along those lines as well. Is our society scared of women that are powerful, or we are just scared to be led by? Actually, I don't even know how to phrase this question, but now, looking at our society, and of course looking at girls that are like making it in life, you understand? For us as men, we find girls that have made it in life very intimidating, you understand?
No, I suffer from you guys with that.
Why is that the case though? You understand?
You know what?
Are we scared to be led by a woman?
And it's so sad because, I just experienced something exactly with what you're talking about, whereby in fact, it's not even unfortunate, it's fortunate. I will never dim my light for anyone. Like, I would never. There was a time I used to think, no, Pandora, just just tone it down to accommodate. But what you are saying is actually true. I've seen it because I'm in the business world and I work with men. I've seen it. Men get intimidated, and I hope that I can get an answer. What intimidates you as a man when your black sister is powerful? And it's not about power in terms of no, she has more money than me. And you might find that this guy, he's fine financially, but your presence, and when you take your position and you're doing what you're supposed to do as a woman, because that's your line and that's what you know best, they get intimidated. Intimidated.
I wonder why is that the case though?
You're a man. You're supposed to answer that for me.
I'm still shocked because I'm like, hey, because I'm also sitting here thinking to myself, actually, why is that the case? Because now I always ask this question to women. You understand? Because this it was a tweet actually. You know, this woman came through and said that intelligent, outspoken, and driven women are intimidation to men's society. You understand? Maybe because we've actually lived in a patriarchal world so much so that we've actually been fed this notion that men are leaders, you know, and women can't lead. And when a woman is actually taking a position of leadership and she's doing a fantastic job, we are afraid to say that women can actually lead. You understand? Women can actually take the place and, of course, do the right things. You understand? And whereby men, maybe they always want to take the credit. I'm just speculating, actually.
There's a lot of things that we really, really need to change with, especially with our men.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a motivational speaker, you know, I'm an MC and I do what I do, you know. And the thing is, I've seen it that men with events even, but we are also to be blamed at this because everything is about women empowerment, and we are leaving the boy child out. We are leaving the boy child out, which I think that men could be like, you know, these women, they think they can do everything, you know. And you are correct as well that men have been put on a pedestal for the longest time that men are to lead. And there's a lot of things that men need to shake off and understand that we are in the same team here. We're not playing against each other because this is about us evolving Africa. This is about us getting back what's ours, you know. And if we are going to do that, we need teamwork. We need to work together. And women lead better. They do. There's something about a woman. And I think the whole intimidation that comes to our men, it's because of that notion that you're actually saying that men have always been put on a pedestal, that they are leaders. Like, I would sit in boardrooms with men and you will see that there are men that are just shaken because I voice out and I stand for my truth and let's just get the work done. And you find that they will try to minimize you sometimes that, oh, okay, so she thinks she's smart, and they will sabotage you. And you're thinking, but I'm in the same team.
You understand?
I'm just your young black sister who's living her purpose and who's standing up. And when we do that as women, I think you guys should applaud us.
Yeah, of course.
From where we come from as a nation to where we are, and every transformation that had to happen, when there are women who are able to stand up and say, you know what, I'm born to lead and it's okay. You guys should applaud us. That is what will keep us going. But when men are trying to like sabotage and like really minimize you, like you have no idea. It's just that I had to learn how to be strong amongst these masculine men whereby it doesn't break me anymore. Before it used to. And it used to make me question my confidence that am I worthy? Am I doing the right thing? You know, am I supposed to be here? And you're actually breaking that person. But I had to fight back and like, no, in fact.
How do you break the barriers whereby you're in a position whereby you are suppressed, you know, and your voice is being suppressed? How do you make sure that your voice is actually being heard as a woman in today's society? You
know, you just need to stand your ground. And I know women are emotional beings. You need to remove emotions. And know that this is not personal. You know, it's not about you. But if you're doing what you believe in, because you need to believe in what you're doing first. In order for them to believe even your fight, because you can't go to war without a strategy. So you are actually identifying that here I'm in war, and what is my strategy? Because the only thing that keeps us in those boardrooms, the only thing that keeps us right there at work, and what needs to be done is our strategy. I don't care how powerful you think you are, but you need to have a strategy. So it's about you telling yourself that I am walking in here with a strategy and I'm going to remove my emotions as a woman. I will deal with them later. If I have to cry, I'll cry when I'm at home. But I need to address, and you need to believe in what you're doing. Because in order for others to believe in you, you need to believe in yourself. So you need to stand your ground. You need to believe in what you are born to do and what you are leading in, and just stand in your truth. Don't be shaken by what they say and what society expects it to be. And that's one of my talks. Don't be owned by societal expectations. Obviously, you'll be the odd one, but you'll rather be the odd one standing for truth than for you to fall with the rest. So just stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself and have a strategy. Don't be emotional about it.
Now, you know, I think for a lot of women, for a lot of men, rather, in the past, you know, I've always had this notion saying that women lead with emotions, so that makes them less better to actually lead in positions. As a leader, as a motivational speaker, how do you deal with your emotions when you are encountered with a situation whereby it is very emotional, you know? How do you distinguish between leading right now and, of course, making sure that you suppress your emotions at that time?
You know what? At the end of the day, we need to understand that we are human.
Yeah.
We are human beings.
Yeah.
That we can never take away from ourselves.
Yeah.
We are human, and I'm glad that you brought the line of work that I do, being a motivational speaker. Like I've been coming from marketing and leaving that industry of being fully employed in marketing and pursuing for the past 7 years, like my speaking and all that I do. I remember I started looking at men but there are so many prominent speakers in this country that we have that are men, and I don't see any women on that list. And I was like, and these men are making money, you know? Here we are. I'm a great speaker. Where am I going wrong? And I had to go and knock at some of these men's doors and say, hi, I'm Pandora. You know what? We're in the same line of business. I see that you're doing greater than I'm doing. Yes, I'm getting the gigs and these things are happening, but how do you make so much money? And he said, the one thing that he told me is like, women are emotional. So you need to remove your emotions. When you get into business, it's not about your emotions. So I was like, okay, can you mentor me? So we as women sometimes, we just need to go and ask for the help. But exactly what you are talking about, when you're getting the help and they start seeing that you are being great and you are moving, then they try to suppress you.
Now, you know, there's also another thing whereby we actually hear that men take advantage of women when they're asking for these positions. You understand? How do you deal with that? Also, because now, as a woman, I feel like you guys deal with a whole lot of stuff. You understand? We put so much on your shoulders already. I mean, you are supposed to lead society, you are supposed to lead the house, you know? And here you are also wanting to lead society in a bigger scale, you know? But you find men that will actually try and of course, take advantage of the fact that you are a woman and you actually want to step into the position that's the man is actually in, you understand? Whereby you actually find men asking for sexual favors, etc., etc.
I've had that. I've had those. Like, I've had it. This journey, you know. When you're a young woman in business, and I think some women that walked before us took the easy way out by saying yes, thinking that I am not capable of doing this without him and giving him what he wants. And it becomes a shock for men when you tell them that I've had prominent men of this country where I've told him in his face, is that what you want? Guess what? Keep it. I'll meet you at the top if you will still be there when I get there.
Sure.
And that has been my attitude because my value is not based on how I'm defined by what you think a woman should be. I'm coming with something that is unique, something that I know it's really, really working, you know? And if you think that's my worth, I teach you what's my worth. And I leave you with the fact that you will not stay in power forever. So keep it. It's okay. But I will meet you at the top if you will still be at the top when I get there. And you just need to tell yourself that I will rather lose the deal than to lose my worth as a woman. Because you can't buy back your dignity.
Definitely.
Money you can make again. But your dignity, you can never buy it back. And guess what? That's the only way he will see you. He won't even see what you have in terms of business because what he's used to is the sexual favor and your worth has become that even though you are great in what you're doing. So you need to be able to let some things go. I've lost a lot just by being able to say no.
Yeah.
But it actually builds me and my character.
And you have no regrets about it, huh?
No regrets whatsoever, because I have peaceful sleeps at night. You know,
Sure.
I'm not looking at my bank account and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, it looks good, but the price that I had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because ihlala nawe. It's with you. So you need to be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Caterpillars, whoever thought they will ever become butterflies? So you need to let time take its time. It's very important. But it's just that people are in a rush. People want to be
overnight millionaire.
There's no overnight success. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist in my world. It doesn't. You work for it. And when you've worked for it, you will actually value it and you'll appreciate it, and you'll be able to pass on the legacy to the next generation on how it is done.
I also have another question. Looking at how women are actually being depicted in our mediums, you know, be it TV, music videos, you know, magazines, billboards, you understand? We are always out here, you know, like, the image of a woman is not really, and of course in the building, actually joined by the advocate of change, Ms. Pandora Mabai, and guess who's also out here in the building? Even though she said that she doesn't want to talk to her, her name is, your favorite lady Q. She's actually coming up next from 11 up until 2 p.m. CAT. Now off air, this topic really got more and more interesting, you understand? And saying that women that are really doing the most are not the ones that have actually been celebrated, you understand? So now, where do we put the blame? Do we put the blame on our mediums? Do we put the blame on women themselves for not, screaming out and saying that, hey, look at this? Or rather, we as a society are more, interested in what's beauty and aesthetics. I don't know.
As I was saying to you earlier, Tabang, is that we living in a system.
Yeah.
There are hands that are moving the pieces to complete the system and what is expected of it. So certain things and certain people will be celebrated that don't even add much value, but based on beauty. But we've got women that are actually doing great in this country and are leading. They might not be heard, but one thing I always say is, even when you're gone, the works will speak for itself. Like whatever we do, it is not in vain. I remember when I started speaking and I was like, but this is what I do and this is who I am. You understand? There were people who didn't want to hear me. There were people who were saying, why are you saying that don't be owned by societal expectations because you decided to run away and we want to get married to rich men. And I was saying, but you don't have to kill your purpose just because you are with whatever you are with and what you think life should be. And a rose, a flower grows ebumdakeni. So whatever pain that you go through, ubumdaka bakho could be the pain that you are going through in order for you to come out. It's okay. But a consequence that we do that will not speak for itself with time. Even if it happens when you've laid to rest, it's okay. Because a legacy is about that. What are you leaving behind that has made an impact and a difference in society?
Q? How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good morning to all the Morning Mayhem listeners. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you.
To all the WCWs making moves. Boss moves. Right? Sitting at the table.
We recognize you. We celebrate you. You understand? But we need more platforms to celebrate you. Why do you think society is out here celebrating aesthetics instead of the strides that women in leadership positions are doing?
I mean, we live in a patriarchal society. And I think if I put it in the African context, that's no secret. Even our very own cultures are highly, entrenched in patriarchy and misogyny at times. I always say that, one of the greatest privileges I've been afforded is being able to sit behind this mic and be able to speak for many women that are never heard even when they scream in this very country. So as far as women who are making strides and possibly leaving great legacies, I, as Pandora had actually pointed out, I am excited for history books to come because it's not only going to be his story, it's going to be her story. And that's beautiful. However, I just find that a lot of the time we tend to celebrate people, women in particular, and give them flowers when they can no longer smell them. A prime example, Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Now we want to cry, oh, let's change, Cape Town International Airport and name it after her. You get what I mean?
While she was still alive,
while she was still alive, nobody really cared much. Nobody celebrated this woman. And all I'm saying is we need to get to a point whereby we celebrate women who are actually changing history books. Now, while they are still alive.
Your prime example, where do you begin to start? Must our mediums change? The way we actually do things? Maybe?
So much needs to change.
Or the message also needs to change as well?
So much needs to
change. Yes, there's a whole lot that needs to change.
Sure.
The message needs to change. The way things are done, they need to change.
The image of a woman.
But you see, what Q is saying is we will not keep silent. We will not stand aside. And keep quiet.
Sure.
I think Bob Marley sang that song. We won't stand aside and just watch. Speak up wherever you are. Your work is never in vain. And I love what you said. It will never be history. It will be her story.
Definitely.
And we are here to write those books. And you might not be celebrated, but don't lose heart. Keep doing what you are doing. It will pay off.
And as far as aesthetics goes, I think at some point, even that is going to become old.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, even that will become very, very old.
Outdated.
And really, really dated. Just the mere fact that at times I'd be able to walk into a room and the expectations is that I don't have much brain matter. Because I am who I look a certain way, and I don't think there's anything wrong with women that out there
who look
a certain way, who do have somewhat sex appeal, who do look feminine. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I hate that society has brainwashed people so much that a beautiful woman is now said to be a not so smart woman. And yes, society definitely praises the pretty. Because they're privileged in some way, and they do get ahead in many ways. However, I do believe that the narrative of beautiful women or women that look a certain way, not being able to sit at the table and really make deciding future infrastructures, as to how I see the future to be, because for me the future is definitely female. I mean, we've had an African, the first black and
Dr. Sirleaf Johnson.
Alan Sirleaf Johnson. Yes, we've already had that. You know what I mean? I don't even think she gets celebrated enough.
Definitely, for sure.
She has paved the way for so many, and I feel like in the future it's going to be a norm that there'll be a black female president in Africa.
And it's kind of disappointing because now she's actually been the only one. You understand? Like,
and she's really not celebrated enough.
Definitely, for sure.
She's not.
I just think it's a matter of the African story is such a complex one. Because your African experience definitely depends on things like when and how did that particular nation gain independence. You know what I mean? So I think Africa is going to move towards a point where we will recognize more and more women.
And they will take their rightful positions.
You know what I mean? We'll start sitting at big tables And to me, it's mind-boggling how a woman like Ellen Sirleaf Johnson has not been a part, like maybe even the president of the AU.
Yeah. Or an ambassador for that matter. You know?
Strange.
Representing Africa.
But there's a lady that I feel like Africa needs, and she's also doing like some amazing stuff. You know, she goes by the name of Dr. Chihombo Nkwao.
Yes.
She's actually the AU ambassador for the United States of America.
Yes.
That lady. Just watch out for her. But now, in the present moment, how do we then go about preparing women for the bigger positions that's in the future they're actually gonna, have? You understand? What do we do now that is actually gonna prepare the next generation of women? Because now, right now, we are still being fed this notion that women can't lead, women are sexual objects, women are not smart.
But I think
but
this is the thing. Over the years, I think it really has
slowly changed
yeah. Because it's not so blatant.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's become so subliminal.
Yeah.
And the reason why it becomes so subliminal is because we have feminists.
Yeah.
And the ideology that is just permeating even in Africa, and it's quite a strong movement.
Yeah.
In itself. You know what I mean? So women have definitely somewhat found a voice.
Yeah.
It's getting louder.
Yeah.
The roars are getting more and more vivid.
Yeah.
However, there are some, forces that will still stifle that. But I don't see it happening for much more than at least 5 generations from now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So you feel like it's a bit too soon, 5 generations?
No, I think in 5 generations from now, the world is going to be so different.
Oh, okay.
The world is going to be female.
Yeah. We need women in power.
It started with female from the beginning.
Yeah,
So it's going back to its origin. Like, I think now we got to a space whereby some parents are really playing a role.
Yeah.
We see young girls doing great things and they are content with who they are, because you must remember that with the education that the older generation had as well, it was lack of knowledge and of them teaching us as women, because even with me, it took time to really set this person free and be able to say it's okay, because they lacked education, and it's how they were raised.
And I think beyond, education, I think they were given education. I mean, I come from a bloodline of very educated women. However, it was just very limited. It was to say, oh, Black woman, you can become a nurse.
You can only go so
but
far.
You can never become
A doctor, yes. So that's what I'm speaking
There
about.
were limitations about it. And then you fast forward to 2019 where we see Black women flying international flights as pilots.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I honestly see, like, 5 generations from now, the world is about to be in for a shock.
Yeah.
Like, history books are about to redirect thought trails, redirect mentalities, redirect media.
And I feel it's actually about time.
Yeah.
It's about time, though.
No, the time has arrived. No, the time has arrived.
Yeah.
The time has arrived, and the whole change and the shake of it, we can feel it now already. You understand?
Sure.
And that is why my motivation was keep leading wherever you are as a woman.
Yeah.
Like, just keep doing what you are born to do. And be courageous and bold. Don't be afraid of who you are.
Yeah.
Because when they define and detect who you're supposed to be, you are dimming your light for them.
Yeah.
At what price? Because you are here to play a significant role. So at what price? Just let your light shine. Intimidate them. They can get sunglasses if they have to, because your light is just too bright.
Definitely, for sure. Wow. Very powerful. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, Tabang.
So, manje, this is Pandora. Let us cool over.
I love, my comeback today, I was like, I woke up, I was so happy. I'm like, I'm going to see Tabang. Like, I'm going to be with Tabang, I'm going to studio today. It feels nothing can ever take away what I feel right now. And yeah, we have to talk. We definitely need to.
Have to talk. But thank you so much for coming through. It's always a pleasure having you out here in the studio.
I'm sure people are happy.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Happy, you know?
I've missed you all and I love you all. Africa, I love you. Like, I'm sold to you. I love you so much.
So any last words you actually have for the women out there? For the young women specifically?
Please, let's go and vote.
Yeah.
And let your voice be heard. And let your light shine in that corner where you are.
For the women that are also despondent in voting,
you can't complain if you're not going to try and make a change.
Thank you.
Wow!
There we go.
Wow! Even if I can go home, that's fine. Do your show, maybe?
It's your girl Vanessa Day from